Dobro jutro i srećna novo godina, moje drage. Happy New Year, everybody. It is 1/1/2020. And I'm going to do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. Also, I wanted to mention a very, very powerful video by Dream Queen yesterday talking about power versus authority. And it was very, very interesting, and I'm going to link it in my description box for you guys. So go check that out. I think it's kind of right in line with what I was saying on one of my videos yesterday or the day before about the divide in the spiritual community, about, you know, it's like there are people out there that are basically dictating what your gifts should be used for, or what your gifts actually are. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of between you and a higher power. It's not really, doesn't really have any, somebody else's word shouldn't have any bearing against what source is telling you, or divine, or whatever it is you call it. And it's very, very interesting, kind of went right along with that. So I definitely would recommend checking that out. Also, today is a little bittersweet for me because it's actually my 6th wedding anniversary today. So yeah, I'm just like, alright. Anyway, bring on 2020, right guys? Alright, so let's get this started here. So yeah, this is like the 3rd time this card has come out for overall energies. I just feel a lot of illumination surrounding the twins right now. Just a lot of realizations, a lot of balancing of energies going on here. Definitely a lot of purging, guys. A lot of anxiety. It's almost like anticipation. It's like something is going to happen. We're not really quite sure what it is, right? I will say yesterday the energies were pretty horrible for me. It was like I was angry, and then I was anxious, and then I was sad. I was just like, what the heck is happening here? And it was just constant over and over and over again. So I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was really, really difficult. But it's almost like what's happening here again is like a lot of twins are being pushed to release some things, pushed to make a leap forward somewhere. So like this sense of anticipation, the sense of needing to move, like the fight or flight response is almost kind of what it feels like. And so it's like basically, you know, urging the twins to move. A lot of twins are very unhappy where they are. Divine feminine too. It's not just divine masculine. There's a lot of divine feminines out there that are still not quite where they want to be. And so they're still making changes. There's still, you know, these shifting energies that are happening right now, okay, that are basically urging the twins to move forward. So divine feminine, if there's a leap that you've been thinking about taking, the universe is urging you to do that. It may be about time, okay, because your guidance is divinely guided, right? So you're being guided to move forward, okay? So if you're feeling the push, if you're feeling the urge to do something, okay, it may be time to stop thinking about it, stop overthinking it, and just move forward, okay? Still a lot of towers happening right now, a lot of aha moments, a lot of foundations being broken down right now, okay? So just deal with it in stride, okay? It will pass, the darkness will pass, and you will see clearer once those foundations are completely broken down, okay? It's just the storm has to rage first, okay? And yeah, there are a lot of tower moments happening right now. And again, it's not just divine masculine. Divine feminine is getting hit with some towers right now. And it's just going back and forth right now, okay? So just deep breaths, right? And just remember to keep your vibration high, okay? It's very, very important to do that. Even through some of these towers, I know it's very, very difficult, but you don't want to sink down, because it's harder to get back up once you've sunk down, okay? So if you're feeling these energies from your twin, if you're feeling these dark, night of the soul kind of energies, okay, remember to keep yourself grounded, find something that makes you happy, turn it positive, send it back, okay? I just feel a lot of fear coming in still. A lot of fear, guys. And I do feel Divine Feminine also trying to end some cycles within herself right now, too. Okay, so that yeah. Okay, so yeah, Priestess. So Divine Feminine trying to end some cycles within herself right now. And a lot of Divine Feminines have stepped away in the 3D from the connection. I mean, the connection's always there. 5D is always there. You know, that's the thing. But I think 3D, a lot of twins, or a lot of Divine Feminines, and Divine Masculines too. There are awakened Divine Masculines out there that are dealing with unawakened Divine Feminines. You know, have walked away from the connection. Not to necessarily hurt their counterpart, you know, because believe me, it's very painful to do that. But they recognize a cycle, not only in their twin, but they're recognizing a cycle within themselves, and they're trying to end that cycle. It's being mirrored, right? And so what they're doing, you know, stepping away from that, trying to break that cycle, they're trying to end that toxic behavior, that codependent behavior within themselves, and to bring about that inner peace. Because, you know, a lot of twins are trying to end external situations, you know, like karmic situations and things like that. And that's one thing. But you know what? You can have toxic cycles, codependent cycles with your counterpart, okay? Which need to end also. All right? So a lot of Divine Feminines are not walking away to punish their counterparts necessarily, but to do what's right for themselves, because they recognize a pattern in themselves that needs to end. And, you know, when you recognize it in your twin, recognize it in yourself. Okay, so divine masculine here, yeah. Okay, so I do feel with these towers that have recently hit for Divine Masculine, and there have been a lot of towers, guys. It's been really, really heavy, a lot of realizations, especially around the holidays. Like, they're just learning to really tap into and trust their intuition right now, which is something they hadn't been doing. I mean, they kind of recognizing it, and actually this is interesting, okay, because, yeah, since a lot of Divine Masculines are, skipping Divine Truth, a lot of Divine Masculines are in their feminine energy right now, okay? So they're kind of learning to embrace the spiritual aspect. I do feel some of them are actually meditating or doing something like meditating, maybe breathing exercises. Some of them may still be self-medicating, but I almost feel like what's happening here is the meditation or whatever it is they're doing that's like meditation, their grounding, is taking the place of the self-medication. So like if they've been drinking or, you know, partaking in any sort of recreational drug use or you know, whatever escapism that they use, and it doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol, it could be anything really. It's almost like this is replacing that. So need to be careful with that Divine Masculine, because this could become an escape too. Trust me, it can, okay? I am a Pisces. I would love to live in my head, okay? Like my head, anything goes, right? And I don't have to deal with reality, but trust me, that can become codependent too. And I've had to learn to balance that out a lot, okay? And actually, you know, touching on that with the ego, yes, there is a place for ego. Started a discussion on yesterday's video about that. Yes, you know, I mean, you don't want to completely disregard ego or completely get rid of ego. You need to have a balance of both. Ego is there to protect you. That's why it shows you fear. That's why it shows you anxiety, is to keep you from doing things that may actually harm you. But what happens when you're too much in ego is you end up making decisions that actually do harm you and do harm your highest good. So there needs to be a balance of intuition and ego. You use ego when you need to use ego, and you use intuition when you need to use intuition. Does that make sense? I think there is kind of a miscommunication with that. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of divine masculine. I mean, there's still a lot of sexual energy coming in here, guys. And, you know, divine masculine's recognizing a cycle. They're recognizing the cycles in themselves right now. Okay? So, divine masculine, it's nothing to beat yourself up over. There's no reason to feel guilty or like you've disappointed somebody, because in reality all that you're doing is you're disappointing yourself. So if you look at yourself and you feel disappointed for something that you've done or a behavior that you've exerted, right, figure out why that is. There is a reason why you're doing what you're doing, and it's very deeply rooted. And I feel that these towers that are coming are coming in to show that. So a lot of divine masculines are recognizing that. A lot of divine masculines, you know, especially the ones that, you know, are engaging in, you know, player-like behavior and stuff like that. There's a reason for that, you know, and they don't want to do it anymore. They're coming to the realization that it's toxic. They don't want to do it anymore. It's a burden on them. They feel like held down because of it. It's like not only do they feel held down in the karmic situations, but they also feel held down by their own behavior, and they're recognizing the patterns and they want to end it, right? But a lot of them are still dealing with a karmic partner, third party, you know, that Queen of Pentacles thing, codependency, financially codependent, not so much emotional dependence anymore. I feel that a lot of divine masculines have completely disconnected from their situations energetically. They don't put any energy into it. But at the same time, it's like they're still clinging on to some of these things, okay? Some of these cycles. But it's like the more and more and more they get, like the more information that they get, that's what I'm trying to say. Like the more information that they get, the more towers that hit, the more they recognize that they need to leave something behind. Yeah, see, they're trusting their intuition. The illusions, the illusions are being shattered, okay, with divine masculine. And there's been so much deception, so much illusion with divine masculine, and it's just, it's overwhelming for them. I do feel that. And they're recognizing that where they are not happy. Where they thought they were happy, they're not happy. That's where the towers are coming in, okay? And I'm getting like, there's like some serious epiphanies happening with divine masculine. I'm getting like they're thinking about things that happened, like almost like a catalyst moment within themselves, certain things that are coming up. So inner child stuff from the past, things that are coming up, things that they did that other people told them they should do, and then they realize that it wasn't the right thing, but now they feel like they're too embroiled in something and they can't get out. Thus the purging. Okay? And they're clinging really, really tightly to some of these foundations, man, because they don't know anything else. And it scares them. It scares them to release it. It scares them to release the things that no longer serve them, even though they no longer serve them. And it's, you know, it's just bringing in inner conflict, you know, trigger after trigger after trigger. And the mirroring never stops. So the constant triggering going back and forth between the twins right now is pretty staggering, I would say. So divine feminine, if you're feeling that, keep in mind, you know, it may not just be you, although you probably have your own crap to deal with, but just, you know, keep yourself grounded and take my own advice at this point, because yesterday was rough. Alright, let's take a look at divine feminine. No, is that it? Alright, cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so divine feminine, I feel some deception coming in with divine feminine right now. I just saw 1551, so that's interesting. Mirroring. So divine feminine, I feel some illusion around divine feminine. Illusion, deception, and you know what? You may not be fully, you may not be in your full truth with your divine masculine right now. Well, I mean, you know, if you've stepped away, if you've cut out, or, you know, this also can represent cutting out the bullshit. If you've stepped away, if you've put up your boundaries, you know, there may have been things that were left unsaid. And I feel some divine feminines are in their heads about this right now. You know, if there's something that you want to say to your counterpart, you can always say it. Don't let anybody else tell you you cannot communicate with your counterpart, okay? They don't have to reply, right? That's completely up to you. But I will say this, you know, the 5D communication is incredibly powerful. You can learn a lot. You can learn a lot in 5D communication, trust me, okay? Especially if you're able to connect to your twin's higher self. And a lot of times the 5D communication is very healing. So maybe if there's something you want to tell your counterpart, and you're not sure if you should do it in the 3D, do it in the 5D. Okay, they'll get the message. All right. But yeah, divine feminine's still done. She's turned her back on the playing games, and I'm not just talking about divine masculine. Okay, I'm telling you, divine feminine is trying to break a cycle in herself right now too. Okay, so she herself is being deceptive. Maybe she herself is a bit of a player. All right, so maybe she's trying to break that cycle too. All right, trying to come out of the darkness, and she said, you know what? You know what? This is not healthy. This is toxic. I don't want this anymore. And you shouldn't want this anymore. You know what? I'm turning my back. You gonna follow me? Right? You know, because divine feminine always leads. Okay? And this could be a cycle that has played over and over and over again for lifetimes. Lifetimes. Okay? These are very hard cycles to break. All right? So divine feminine finding the strength to say, you know what? No. No. We're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do this anymore. We've done this however many times we've been incarnated together. Not going to do it anymore. They all ended horribly. They all ended horribly. Let's not do that again, okay? I'm learning the lesson here. We're learning the lesson here, right? And divine feminine is. I do feel that. Like, a lot of divine feminines are just wanting to go within themselves right now. Wanting to be by themselves. Sorry, there was a little tiny spider on my cards. I'm sorry, little spider. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, a lot of divine feminines just wanting to be by themselves right now and figure out what they need to do next with for their highest good, right? And setting up the boundaries where they need to set them up, but still being in their truth, still, you know, acting in love and not in hate or in resentment or in ego, you know, acting for the highest good of themselves and therefore, you know, the highest good of counterpart as well. Okay? So got some messages from the counterparts today. Yeah, if you need to pause the video to read it, go ahead. Yeah. There's still a lot of toxicity around twins right now, believe it or not. Yeah. 5D communication, guys, I'm telling you. Yeah. You know, and believe it or not, yes. Okay, let's get some messages and advice from Source. Really? Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, duh. A lot of sexual energy going back and forth right now. I mean, and this, of course, always goes hand in hand with Dark Night of the Soul. It just seems to. It's just how they, you know, how Divine Masculine deals with the negative energies. And so, like I've said before, you know, take that energy and use it to manifest. And if you think about it this way, your Divine Masculine is helping you to manifest. All right? So if you think about it that way, yes. You know? A lot of them do want forgiveness, okay? If you have not forgiven your twin, you might want to do that, all right? And the key is to forgive without expectation, okay? Forgiveness, just like love, comes from within and without expectation, okay? You don't forgive someone in anticipation that they're going to forgive you back. You forgive them no matter what. Same with love, unconditional love. It's the same thing, okay? And if you have not forgiven your twin, then maybe there's something you haven't forgiven yourself for yet. Okay, maybe need to look into that. And also keep in mind, if you haven't forgiven your twin's probably not forgiving themselves. So and it keeps them stuck. So if you are not forgiving your twin, it may keep them stuck. Okay, just keep that in mind, all right? But you forgive them in your own time. Don't do it because I'm telling you to. You forgive them in your own time. That's on you, all right? But everything is being guided right now. You're being guided. You're being protected, okay? And actually, I find this interesting, too, because I'm pretty sure one of my Divine Masculine's guides is, in fact, Gabriel, which is interesting because I have Michael. So you're being guided. You're definitely being protected right now, so just keep that in mind, all right? You are not alone. Everything that's happening is happening for a reason, all right? You are the key to move forward. Remember, Divine Feminine, or there are, again, awakened Divine Masculines, there are no rules. It's just usually Divine Feminine wakes up first. Not always, okay? So keep that in mind. But whoever's watching this, whichever twin is awakened right now, you are the key, all right? You are the key. So you need to do what you need to do, move forward in your purpose, and just remember that not all twins end up in union. They just don't. Okay? Not every single one. It depends on what you agreed to when you incarnated, okay? But your twin is missing you, believe it or not. Your twin is missing you greatly. They recognize the kindred spirit in you. You feel like home. They feel comfortable around you. They feel like they can be themselves. And yet at the same time, they don't want to tell you anything. But at the same time, you already know. So, I mean, what's the point in words when you already know? Right? But they do miss you. Okay? And there's still a lot of longing between the twins right now. Right? But yeah. Anyway. Alright. So, I'm definitely going to be trying to bust out some personal readings today. My daughter's actually with her dad today. So, hopefully I can get some out. I am doing mini readings this weekend, probably going to be on Saturday about 8 Eastern Time, 8 p.m. That's usually when I do that. There's a couple of spots left, so if you're interested, just go ahead and send me an email. I'll send you the details. And, yeah, I guess that's it. Alright guys, hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.